jump on to the next one for a second. So for anyone who's interested in having their own version of this, we have those USB sticks, and just to give you kind of an example, this is a USB stick we have. You can either try it on your own machine, or we have actually a set of laptops right over there that you can try booting it up on. So all I've done is just inserted this USB stick and then booted it up, and then you're able to get into the full system with the data.
Can you explain a little bit about what booting up into a USB is actually?
So for those who are unfamiliar with it, booting up into USB is something that you have to be able to do, kind of a BIOS level thing. So computers will have some key that you have to press at the very beginning of the boot up to choose what your boot device is. Also, for all these over here, it's on his F12. You should choose a USB, and you can boot it into it, and then you can see what it looks like in a live version. It takes a few minutes for it to log up. When you first in, it's a pretty large thing, a fairly small stick. So it takes a little bit of time before it finally resolves the URL. But it's about 5-10 minutes for that to come up.
Have you tried virtual machines or something?
Yeah, and so we also have the ISO, so you can run the virtual machine yourself. Actually, if can I grab the USB? There's actually a built-in portable so I'll show you. Yep.
On the Health Canada side, do you have one login for everybody, or
everyone has their own login?
Okay.
They're what they use.
I don't know how to work it.
You can log in. Or if you have your Gmail account, you can send it to their
The backup account that we can also use.
Yeah, you just
Tester GINAS test.
Yeah, tester and GINAS test you can use for Word.
How many can be logged into that? Logging in by this.
Let's test.
It's called tester.
Actually, why a couple? You can save them. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't expect that you're going to get them back.
Yeah, so, yeah. Let me explain. So it's a real test instance. So we don't the data integrity. So
if you want to save data, if you're just like, oh, good, now I've told the whole world about my substance. I mean, certainly you can export the data. There's an export button as you're going through the registration. Use that file. You can import it into any future system. Yeah, but
nightly we won't
new data periodically, so it may disappear. I mean, we put junk data on there too, so some of it you wouldn't say because we're just testing. Yeah.
GINAS tester doesn't have admin.
No, it doesn't yet.
Okay, so inside of here, there's a into the USBs as well. If you don't want to just live boot into it, you can have the portable VirtualBox, and the VirtualBox will just launch it in from the same way. It's a slightly more convenient way than having someone actually get VirtualBox themselves or getting one of the VM holders and then do that. But but certainly I should say as one final note that if you have your own flavor of a VM, you go into we have this link where you can download the actual ISO files. So I'll get into that in a little bit, but if you'd like, you can go live boot ISO right here, and that will include, and then you can do your VM if you'd like to do that. So let me give you the work.
We should also mention that the current version. So we actually did a release last night as we were fixing up a couple of bugs for the walkthroughs. So the current version we're on now is 0.9513. I believe that when we emailed you last week, the current version then was 9511.
1 or 1.2.
1.2. Okay, 9512. So it's just sort of the next incremental release that we've made just last night. What's actually on Health Canada right at the moment, and you'll see the version up in the sort of client screen right at the top there. The image is also
1.2.
It's 1.2.
So this one is the USB drives are 1.2.
It's minor differences and that'll show up in some of the walkthrough details in like polymers and something else. It's not different.
I would say in terms of the USB ones, that's what the data that's on 1.2 version that's bundled with it is slightly out of date. It's from maybe October actually, whereas the ones on 1.3 are much more up to date.
If you deployed last week, then you can just take this opportunity to try to redeploy and see if the upgrade works just fine.
So yeah, that would work. Anybody who'd want a USB drive, if they can just let me know. We have, I think, James, how many we have? Okay.
We give a fresh version, put 1.3 and we get data.
So what I would
at the end,
so what I would say is anybody who gets the thumb drive now, they'll have 1.2 on it. What we'll try to do by the end of the day tomorrow is if you give me back the thumb drive, I'll flash it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think I'm using the flash drive. If you have an extra flash drive.
Yeah, I should mention anybody who has their own flash drive they'd like me to install this on, just give me and or give it to James, and one of us can put it on there without a problem. One? Oh, good. It should be already on, but I can check if that works. Yeah. It needs to be at least 8 gigs. So if you have an 8 gig one, 8 gig.
Because it's Linux plus the data.
Yeah.
People on the phone, if you want to get a USB drive, contact and Tyler's been paying this out of his own pocket, so it would be good if you it covered the cost of the drive.
To give to Tyler.org.
Yeah, and again, it's
Okay. I'll see if that what they do.
How much money? $8 or $9? How much? $10.
They were $5 for the green one.
Okay.
And they were $12 for the other one. But I think I got a discount on them, so I think they're like $8 actually.
$8.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
They're 15.
I have shipping and handling.
Oh, yeah. And maybe James, actually, you probably can take care of that for us. So James will be our USB person if you're cool with this, James. I don't need to volunteer you.
Hey, Jim, then you just go to GINAS Live, right? Once you see and stuff like that, probably go over.
I'm going to go over the live booth thing in a second. James could do it for you probably pretty much immediately to give back to you. USB drive, put something on for him. This one, the one that I can do tonight, because there's an issue. Okay, this one is actual data, it's just outdated actually.
So it's from an earlier version of the data migration. So we're doing the data migration for FDA, where we're taking this data, washing it, and trying to get into the new data model and round tripping it. And so some number of records fail that round trip process, that validation process. The older snapshot is fewer records, just because we hadn't gotten as far as
and also has problems where data gets slightly changed getting iteratively better over time. So, there's a few things where I've seen problem where that got changed and stuff like that. So we have to keep on working through it. They're getting better at that. So, but what I say is I can give you about now, and then hopefully by the time you leave, evaluation process is probably won't matter. But if you want to go do something with it, it probably does, right? So I don't think you want to go do all Sure. We'll go over this more and we'll help people as they need it, but I just wanted to make the point that if you do get one of these USB sticks, inside there's a virtual box, inside of here, where we do little portable virtual drive. There's a thing called virtualized key, which will work in the future. Right now, the default just happens to load up with too little RAM, so it'll just process forever and won't work there. So what I'd say, and I'll walk you through when people get there, is you go to the portable virtual box and click that. You have settings, and you can change the settings accordingly to what you think would be better performance. So if you want to give more memory, more cores, or whatever else, that's really what you want. Oh, great. So which one? Just like, no rush, you're not going to do that. Do you know which version that I have? No. So 2.2 from now, we can update later on. Hopefully, I just have to do a few more unit tests on this thing. Something, the boot up was a little weird.
Sure. But must be now that. I now look in Canada.
Yep.
And, I like all my...
After I just walk through this a little bit, we're going to get into people who want to actually install it on a local Tomcat. It's a little bit more involved, but I'll walk you through what you have to do. And I'm sure.
Now it's only Canada side.
One now is on the thumb drives. It's the bootable those. So if that doesn't mean anything to you, then you don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
What do we go to?
Go to the Tomcat. All right. Getting in there. Yeah. So the way I would do this, if you get one of the thumb drives, so you could start it. There's just not enough memory. So you really can't do it on 256 megabytes of memory, which is the default when I was building them. The new ones have it much higher. So what we have to do is be able to actually change the system settings in order to have more. So if I put in, like 4 or something like that, that's rather large. Then all I have to do is press start. So now from the thumb drive, should boot up. This is a high food distribution where we're making a shift off of the Central West variant. Forward, we're evaluating other ones that might be better for people. Like, so we wanted to do some database things. We have this like trying to find the tools that are sort of auxiliary important to GINAS are part of the core. And the idea was that we could include any of those evaluations inside of the same standard VM. Start default from the last move. So you go into the settings in the portable virtual box. So if you look here inside of the virtual box, portable virtual box, there's portable virtual box icon. You open up.
And then we can try.
Wait, are you trying to do a live boot from a cold stop, or are you doing a VM?
From the USB.
Boot from the USB. I would do it from a VM then.
Okay.
Is that a Windows machine?
Yes.
Okay, VM. It's better. Virtual box installed. If you did, fine.
USB just
Another question, actually.
So what we,
I just don't, portable virtual box.
What happened?
Yeah, because I'm able to start correctly. Okay.
maybe that, is that more, box itself is not installed properly?
That's why we're doing longer computers and other things. Okay, so where is this? Or
Don't start it yet, if you did.
okay.
So the default memory is too low. So the newer version it's not, but this is the version you have it is. If you do the actual portable virtual box, direct click that, you can change the settings of the virtual machine.
Okay.
You can see the flow. You'll go to settings, and you'll just have a sidebar to say how much memory there's for it. Sure. Be of extreme use inside of a Mac. What was that?
I think that was going to be the slow one. Okay.
Just kind of get ahead for a little bit. So once it loads up, if everything works correctly, you should be actually launched into a Firefox window inside of your VM or into your live boot into Linux. That should give you the front end. Running in the back, if you want to look, I'll just give you a quick kind of tour. Running on you could install this to your hard drive and actually have this just be a permanent fixture of that OS. There's a README to talk about this that goes into some of the minor documentation, just sort of a cursory overview of some of the PI functions and how they work. And it'll tell you something about the installation parameters. Interested, you could see things like the general example of a query that you might be able to do to find a substance with a certain unity or to find a substance with certain naming organization and so on. This is the API level. So doing sequence searches, doing similarity searches. And we can paste these URLs and give them a shot. So if I'm going to do this. It's meaningless to you and fun. But so for instance, what this thing is saying that I'm doing a substructure search on this particular chemical structure, and then these are the results in a JSON format that define substance. Here are some basic queries on that kind of and I encourage you, for those who are familiar with JSON and would like to look into that, to play around with some of those features that are mentioned inside of this.
Hello? May I ask?
Hello?
Yeah? Hello?
There's unfortunately a lot of conversations. We're trying to get people to install the software or something on their machines. But go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My virtual machine running, I have localhost colon 8080 GINAS, but I have unable to connect message.
That's a common issue. So very, very often what will happen is it kind of depends on the hardware they're running. Sometimes the Tomcat doesn't start before the machine does. Sometimes the Tomcat starts first, and then browse something the other way around. If you get a cannot connect error, refresh the page and then and wait. And I've had to wait in certain older machines for as long as maybe 2 minutes before it's up. In some of the modern hardware, I can have it come up right away. It's sort of a dependency thing. Working to see if there's some more standard way we could do this so it'd be better for everybody.
Looks like
But usually it's just a question of waiting for the Tomcat instance to fully start and initialize, and then be able to serve up.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. So you move to the
But
virtual.
It's already more than 4 minutes.
Start for a minute.
Yeah?
Which
Oh,
ISO are you using?
Unfortunately, Macintosh. Another box for the Macintosh. And,
Which version? No, which version of the ISO though?
well, version, both. Both. That's the box, the latest version.
So I would not use the latest version of the ISO. Use the one previous to it. The commit from last night, the one that's the newest, the bleeding edge that we were trying to rush out at last minute. That one has a problem with that ISO. If you use the previous one, it should work.
So 512 ISO.
9512 should be fine.
I tried the previous one the days before on the weekend. I didn't work either. So.
Okay. This is Noel. If you can send me an email with just whatever details you have, I want to follow up with you separately.
Oh, okay. No problem. We'll do so.
Okay.